Welcome back. I'm Tiffany Meyer. President Trump talking counter-narcotics efforts with Colombian President Gustavo Petro. This comes as the president escalates his feud with Harvard, seeking $1 billion in damages over campus anti-Semitism. NTD's Washington correspondent Mario Tzu brings us more from the White House.
I mean, he's been very nice over the last month or two. He was certainly critical before that, but somehow after the Venezuelan raid, he became very nice.
President Trump meeting with Colombian President Gustavo Petro at the White House today to discuss counter-narcotics efforts and regional security cooperation. This comes after the U.S. imposed sanctions on Petro in October for refusing to stop the flow of cocaine into the U.S. In 2023, Colombia accounted for 67% of the world's coca cultivation, and U.S. government and law enforcement estimates consistently report that over 90% of the cocaine found in the U.S. comes from Colombia.
He and I weren't exactly the best of friends, but I wasn't insulted because I never met him. I didn't know him at all. And we got along very well, and we're working on that. We're working on some other things too, including sanctions. And we had a very good meeting. I thought he was terrific.
Meanwhile, the White House now confirming that U.S.-Iran nuclear talks will happen later this week. This coming as the U.S. military shoots down an unmanned Iranian drone as it approached a U.S. Navy aircraft carrier in the Arabian Sea.
It was acting aggressively towards our USS Lincoln, which we know that aircraft carrier is in the region at the direction of President Trump. As for the president, he remains committed to always pursuing diplomacy first. But in order for diplomacy to work, of course, it takes two to tango.
They had a chance to do something a while ago, and it didn't work out, and we did Midnight Hammer. I don't think they want that happening again, but they would like to negotiate. We are negotiating with them right now, yes.
President Trump has repeatedly said he's told Iran it has to do two things to avoid military action as the U.S. builds up its forces in the Gulf: no developing a nuclear weapon, and to stop killing anti-regime protesters. And closer to home, President Trump is escalating his feud with Harvard, announcing that he's seeking $1 billion in damages from the Ivy League university over claims of anti-Semitism on campus. The Trump administration has long accused Harvard of, quote, fostering violence, anti-Semitism, and coordinating with the Chinese Communist Party on its campus. This announcement coming after he secured multi-million-dollar settlements with Columbia and Brown universities last summer.
Banned transgender ideology and critical race theory from our schools. Secured unprecedented settlements with Brown University, Columbia University to restore fairness and merit. We're working with Harvard right now. They've been very anti-Semitic. Terrible what they've done.
The president wants to see a deal struck with Harvard that is appropriate and that ensures they are held responsible for the criminal behavior, the illegal behavior, the harassment and the targeting of Jewish American students on their campus that took place over the course of the last several years.
In the same breath, President Trump condemns the New York Times over reporting he calls, quote, completely wrong, that claims his administration is dropping a cash ask to settle investigations into the university. Linking the Times with Harvard in a flurry of Truth Social posts, President Trump says that the university is feeding, quote, nonsense to the Times, accusing the Ivy League university of, quote, serious and heinous illegalities. Reporting from the White House, Mario Tzu, NTD News.